not intoxicated. Although the contents of the stomach revealed that she ate very little during the 12 hours preceding her death. It is my conclusion that she died of massive internal injuries, and the condition of the body indicates that those injuries were received as the result of a fall from a great height.
Now, your opinion, Doctor, she was not dead before she hit the ground?
No.
Is it possible, Doctor, that Miss Gray was pushed from the roof?
Objection, Your Honor. The learned assistant district attorney's not established that Miss Gray was on the roof or any place else before a body was found, except in the alley.
Sustained. Rephrase, Mr. Sloan. You don't have a jury to impress. Just me.
Yes, Your Honor. Doctor, did you note any other injuries to the body? Injuries that may not have been caused by the fall?
Yes, there were.
Will you describe these injuries, please?
Yes. There were ecchymosis on each arm, and a particularly bad one on the left cheek.
Yes, and what is an ecchymosis, sir, in lay terms?
That's a purple discoloration of the skin caused by hemorrhage.
Have you seen bruises like this before?
Oh, yes, many times.
What was their most likely cause?
Objection, Your Honor. This calls for speculation.
I'll allow this, Mr. Young. We have an expert witness on the stand.
Those bruises on her arms were most likely caused by someone grabbing her. Someone strong enough to exert great pressure.
And the bruise on her face?
Oh, she was hit. Hit very hard.
No more questions?
Doctor, these,
Pamela
bruises.
Ewing?
Isn't that Pamela Barnes, Ewing?
Yes.
Speak up, please, so the court can hear you.
Yes.
What is your relationship to the defendant?
He's my brother.
Now, Mrs. Ewing, I would like to remind you that you are under oath. Answer my questions truthfully at all times.
Your Honor, I must object to the assistant district attorney's lack of common courtesy.
That's a new one, Counselor.
Your Honor, Mrs. Ewing is the people's witness, yet the assistant district attorney's already implied that she intends to lie under oath. Now, I protest that, not only as an officer of this court, but as a citizen of the great state of Texas. We still pride ourselves on being gentlemen.
I note your objection, Mr. Young.
If I have offended the court or Mrs. Ewing, I do apologize.
Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Ewing, did you know Julie Gray?
I had met her.
Did you know that your brother and Julie Gray were lovers?
Objection, Your Honor. The assistant district attorney is trying to imply a long-term relationship between the defendant and the deceased.
Mr. Sloan, will you be more specific as regards to time?
Well, were you aware that there was a relationship between your brother and Julie Gray since her return to Dallas?
No.
Well, wouldn't you say that your attitude towards your brother has cooled somewhat lately?
No, it's the same as it's always been.
You and your husband had dinner with your brother several nights ago, isn't that true?
Yes.
Your husband was late. You and your brother had several minutes to talk alone?
Yes, and we did.
Well, with all due respect to the fact that this is the great state of Texas, and you are indeed, ma'am, a lady, we have a deposition from the waiter that you and your brother argued about an affair that he was having.
Yes.
Speak up, please.
Yes.
Was that affair with Julie Gray?
No, it was not.
Well, who was it with?
Objection, Your Honor. The lady in question has nothing to do with this case.
Sustained.
Did your brother have many affairs?
I must object most strongly, Your Honor. My client is a great public servant. The assistant district attorney is trying to make him the subject of cheap tabloid headlines.
Mr. Sloan, will you drop this line of questioning? I see no relevance.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Mrs. Ewing, we do have testimony that your brother was romantically linked with Miss Gray prior to leaving Dallas a few months ago. Did you know that?
Objection, Your Honor.
No, Mr. Young, I'll allow this.
We also have testimony that this affair caused confidential papers to be passed from the private files of Ewing Oil to your brother. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
How were you made aware of that?
I was accused of stealing the papers.
And how was this misconception cleared up?
I discovered Julie had taken them.
Do you mean to say that Julie Gray was perfectly content for you to take the blame?
Yes, until I confronted her.
What about your brother?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Isn't it also true that your brother was perfectly content for you to take the blame? that he was willing to sacrifice his own sister to his overpowering political ambitions?
Objection, Your Honor. He's leading the witness.
Mr. Sloan.
All right, Your Honor, I'll rephrase. Mrs. Ewing, when you needed your brother, did he come to your defense